You know what time it is. Welcome to Great Table Talk. Childhood friends coming together to make a difference in our everyday community. Enjoy this week's episode. All right, so welcome to Great Table Talk, everyone. It's your girl, Cash, and I am here with Lions Toastmasters. Hello, guys.
Hi.
They didn't tell me to dress up. I was trying to blend in with the college kids, but apparently we flipped roles today.
You're in blue, it's good. Yeah.
Oh, seriously? Oh, okay. I was going to wear green, but I mean, okay. So I want to first thank you all for allowing me to come sit with you guys. Hopefully this won't be the last time.
Oh, no. You're always invited.
Thank you.
Oh, that's all you have to say. I heard that, right? Tape. Can you first tell us what is Lions Toastmasters for those who don't know?
Yeah, so I can take that over. Lion Toastmasters is based off of the Toastmasters International organization, which is dedicated to providing a safe and positive environment for people to learn leadership and communication skills.
Oh, you signed some more of my kids up. They behind the camera. But so if I was a part of Toastmasters, and I moved here, can I join this local chapter?
Yeah, definitely. Even though our chapter focuses mainly on college students, we do have some people who are not college students, and there are other chapters within Hammond that aren't college-based. They're like adults, I guess you could say.
Okay. I want to be with the college students.
We're cool. A lot more fun.
Exactly. Hello. I want to first open up this podcast by saying we always talk about a hot topic. So every podcast we have, we discuss a hot topic. So since we are at Southeastern's campus, what better hot topic to start off with than the college university cheating scandal? I want to know, what's your thoughts on it? As we all know, it was kind of pushed to the headlines with some of the celebrities that we know. Right. Aunt Becky. Yeah, Aunt Becky. As far as who else? What was the other celebrity lady?
I forgot her name starts with an L, but she was on Weeds.
Oh, the Desperate Housewives one?
Yes.
Yeah, the Desperate Housewives, yeah.
Okay, so some...
Becky does look good, though.
Weeds, that's what that is?
Right.
Oh, no.
Okay, some was getting their children into colleges by having someone take their SATs.
The side door.
The side door. They're from the side door. Some was having their kids get accepted into college on sports scholarships, which they did not play any sports. I want to know what your take on, because I'm pretty sure you did it the right way, huh?
Yeah. I can take that first. Me and Paris were discussing it earlier. We were talking about it. Just if I was that kid growing up near the university or a fan of Yale, I would be pretty upset if I worked my butt off to get there and some crook took it away from me undeservingly.
Understandably so. Now that's understandable. Let me just, can I be a little messy for a moment?
Yes.
Because this is what I like to do. So if I was that person, that parent that went side door.
Right.
Would I be upset? However, I don't know. I don't have very wealthy family members, so I feel like if I had to fight to get in here, you do too. Right. So, but I think it's going to be a long list of people, as we all read some of the list of CEOs and board members of some high-ranking organizations.
Right. More universities are definitely going to come out. I feel like in next year, next 2-3 years.
Oh yeah.
Universities you didn't expect to happen.
The hot university is Yale, but I'm sure many more will be putting out headlines about that.
And I think I'm curious what happens to like we were talking about the value of your degree now. What happens? Are you still that great Ivy League school, or has it lost that special touch? I
remember I wanted to get into MIT. This is when I just before y'all time.
Yeah.
And MIT, was the best school to go for information technology, obviously. But it was very expensive, and that didn't happen. I settled for LSU. I still owe LSU. I'm gonna pay y'all. But that was one of the big things. So I think if I could have got a side door, maybe. Okay, let me stop saying I'm a cheat, because I have children in college and going to college, so let me stop.
All of a sudden your degree gets investigated.
Yeah, right. I knew Paris wasn't smart enough. Who they really need to investigate is Sally Mae, or it's called not Sally Mae no more. It's called Navient.
Yeah.
I use Sally Mae.
Okay, Sally Mae. Okay, that's who I got my loans through. This is who needs to be investigated.
Yeah.
tell you something. I've been out of school a long time, and I'm
it's still
still
paying back
paying.
salary.
I don't
People who are still
understand.
paying back salary
Yes.
after 30 years.
It's
so.
ridiculous, like you're buying a house. So, anywho, so I have a list of questions, guys, and I know I usually have some cards that I wrote it on, but I don't have them today. So.
Hey, this is
okay.
technology. It's
Typical-
the new thing.
Why
Then-
write it down when you can just type
type
it
it.
out?
Hello, exactly. So, and of course, by you being young adults, this is kind of why I wanted to catch you up. Since y'all are working on communication skills, I'm about to throw some questions at you.
Oh, so it's
Alright.
not fair.
Table topic.
You're in, yeah.
Table topics.
How many of you have jobs?
Well, I did.
So full time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I guess it wouldn't be full time. It'd be
No,
part-time.
I'm talking about you go to school full time, right? Everyone's full time students.
Yes.
You and you have a job,
Yes.
and you're involved
Right.
Yes.
in clubs. I'm sure if not this one, that's still a lot of your time.
Right.
How do you all manage? If you were to tell a young person out there today, how can I go to school full time, work part time, and still manage to be involved with a club? Because as an employer,
You can start.
I look at clubs. I look at
Absolutely.
you know.
So
Everyone
I
can
just
put it
actually took an interview with the sales company called Gr8, and they do like industrial sales with forklifts and whatnot. And that was one of the questions they asked me: how do I manage my time? And I think the biggest thing is recognizing where you're wasting your time. And so I bought specifically a planner that was hourly, so that way whenever I'm filling in what I'm doing, what time my classes are, whenever I have this giant gap, it's not so much of a, ooh, cool, I have a good nap time. It's, well, what can I do to fill in this space? Because I think it's really important that us as college students are using our time to grow and do things that are going to make us successful, and not so much just wasting it with like, oh, let me take an hour and a half or 2 hour lunch or something like that. You want to be putting forth that effort to something useful.
Do you all find yourself at times getting burnt out?
a little
Yes,
bit. A little
yes.
bit. Yeah.
So how do
Absolutely.
you handle that
I
challenge?
definitely feel burnout a lot
So-
with my job and everything. But I think the most important thing, I mean, obviously time management. Obviously, that's a corny answer. I think a better answer would be like
That's a corny
these people right here, like surrounding yourself with better and positive people to influence you.
Definitely.
Well, that's true. Now, I'm glad that you say that because that's super important. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
if you can get around some people that way, sometimes those days when you kind of doubt or kind of are feeling stressed.
Right.
I think time management is super important, but on top of that, you have to take that time to relax.
Right.
Everything can't be all strenuous
Sometimes
and serious.
you have to not wasting time is important, but also schedule in time for yourself. Like,
Absolutely.
Yes.
As much as we're like trying to manage your time and everything, you also have to say, okay, I have to take a 30-minute break, or I have to do this, because otherwise you do get burnt out, and getting burnt out kind of leads to those people who are dropping out, who you thought were gonna
Right.
be these great people, or whatever the case may be.
Do you find that you are stressed? Are you stressed more from outside forces, be it family, friends, or yourself? When you get your most pressure, where do you get that pressure from? Do you find yourself getting it from like your parents saying you have to make sure that you keep ABs, or your friends is like, oh, I have AB. Oh, C? You have a C? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, what are you doing? You know, that kind of thing. Where do you get the most of your pressure?
I'd say just academics in general. Like, if worse comes to worse and I end up letting down the club, I know I let down my friends, but I know like it's still there for me. They still help me out. We can come back from that. School's different. It can be less forgiving.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably
It's kind
my
of like the
biggest.
pressure of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you talk to other students too, like at first it's kind of, you're like, oh God, they have all these, I know that person's gonna have all A's or whatever, but really in talking to other students, you're like, oh wait, I'm doing fine. We're all fine. Like, you're all struggling too? Okay, I'm good.
It makes me feel better when I find out someone else is struggling too. Yeah.
I feel like
Do
Paris
some
doesn't
relief.
want to call out because she's like, my mom's right by me. I don't want to say that she stresses me out.
I'm like, so how are those grades looking? That's what I want to ask. Like, what? How are those grades look? I know I
Take that
asked
away,
you.
Paris.
I'm feeling kind of
She's not,
pressure.
she's not saying much. I'm like, okay, I want you to focus on this.
Nah, but I feel as though us as young people, and people in general, when you see the next person excelling and doing better and doing more than you think that you're doing, or they seem to be getting everything that you want to get, you tend to get discouraged by that. And if your mom and everybody's harping on you and you're feeling like you're doing the best that you
Why
possibly
can't be your mom and dad? Wait,
Oh,
That's kind of personal.
because I talk to you the
hurts
most.
right here.
I call you about everything. I broke in the other day. You see what I'm saying? I call you. So mine was the number one. But I feel as though all that together puts stress on yourself because you're trying to push yourself to meet everybody's standards of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking for yourself, thinking this is my goal, this is my dream, this is my vision, this is where I see myself. You're trying to fulfill everyone else's depiction of who you are, be it school, be it work, be it clubs, any of those things. Yeah.
But in saying that, and it goes back to what you were saying earlier about having a planner, do you find that to be like writing stuff down? Is that really helpful to you?
I think it's really helpful. I'm sorry.
Young folks, I don't see that very often with young people. They don't do planners. We used to get the planners. You go in the store, you get the yearly planner, and it costs about $90-some. The refills are, so we don't write stuff down anymore. We have technology. We use our phone,
Right.
but tell me about how that works for you.
I think it is a huge help, and there's been studies that whether you're writing stuff down or writing it in like a certain color ink, like if you use blue or if you're chewing a certain kind of gum at that time, I know that's really weird. That's more for like test taking. It helps you remember what you had written down more. It helps you like reinforce that into your brain. But really, I noticed that whenever I was doing better in school was whenever I had joined organizations and I had people around me who I saw succeeding, which kind of goes back to what you were talking about. Like, it is that enforcer wherever you get like super nervous, like that person's doing better than me, but also it kind of lifts you up in a way, because I realized whenever I saw like Lauren, whenever she was doing really well in Toastmasters, I was like, man, I want to be like her. And so I started asking her for tips and stuff. How do you do this type of marketing? Oh, you're using Canva? What is Canva? And all this kind of stuff. And now that I've seen all of my projects or group projects that I've been working on excel and flourish into these new things, it makes you want to do more and have better grades. And so I think the community around you and what you build for yourself is really important too, as well as having that planner that kind of shows you how to manage everything. So
Right.
Do you have a planner?
I bought one after Mackenzie sent me hers.
Because I gave you a couple planners.
But
I've
no,
never seen them
Mama,
written.
you gotta think. Like Mackenzie has her stuff
This is so
color coded.
unprofessional, huh?
It is very unprofessional. But hers is color coded and it had 30-minute increments. I was looking, I said, no, this is too much. Then she had bathroom break in there. I'm like, how do you know when you're gonna have to use the bathroom? Like, I said no.
I told her to simply start off with setting reminders in your phone. Or utilize your calendar.
that's a good one too.
Utilize your calendar.
I started with the calendar on my phone, and then I found that I'd go check the calendar, and then next thing you know, like a minute would pass. I'm on Instagram. That happened. So I got about 2 years ago. I got myself a written planner just because there's no apps on the planner. I can't. I pull out the planner. I check school stuff, and I figure out what I need to do.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
But I did get a planner.
Yeah, okay.
Also, if you start using that planner, like the feeling of crossing something out, you're like, ooh.
I should start
look
talking
at
things out.
I take the time. I kid you not. If I do something and I didn't write down my planner, I will go back and write it in my planner just so I can cross it out.
Yeah. And see, and I'm one of those, here, take this watch, honey, because I turn off the phone, but the watch is ringing.
I know.
Take this. I'm sorry about
Update,
that.
huh?
No, it's, your grandmother. My mother.
Look at that. You see what I'm saying? Mom.
So, next question I have is, what do you all fit in the party in? People say college, campus, party, you drink. What's going on? Where's the next party? Am I invited?
I never seen.
Brown
I've
door
seen
on
like 2
Thursdays.
parties.
I'm not.
You catch me there.
All right.
Honestly, Brown Door should pay you right now for throwing in so much. You're always talking about the Brown Door. You're always
Absolutely.
talking about the Brown Door.
That's
like
my
you
place,
and the Brown
man.
Door's
Like,
biggest
since I was a
advertisement.
freshman. That's my place.
Actually,
So do
it
they
really
get like,
has
what,
been a
have
hot
good
spot.
drinks or what?
No, well, I don't know. It's Brown Door is just like
Wait,
a
what-
community
what
place.
you ask?
Whenever my parents were
It
in
has good
college,
drinks.
they went to the Brown Door. Whenever I met my now
Yeah.
fiance, we met at the Brown Door. Everybody knows everyone from the
There
Brown
was,
Door.
there was actually one night I was bartending at the Brown Door, and a couple came in and they were like, yeah, we came here, we're from Florida. Well, we live in Florida now, but we went to college here, and we heard that it just opened back up because it recently opened back up last
Okay.
year. And so they were like, we had to come here. This is actually where we met, blah, blah, blah. And so it's just a staple
So
of the town.
really now,
just a
I check
staple
out the
Hammond.
Brown Door. All right.
check out the Brown
You
Door.
know, if
Don't go
Sean
to Brown
Connery or
Door.
Denzel happen to be up in there,
I don't think they'll be at the Brown Door.
just saying. I mean,
I'm saying I don't think they'll come to him in America. I don't think.
you don't know. I'm
You
just
never know what
saying.
happens.
Hello,
Look,
the
I'll
guy, the guy that was on Bird Box is from.
Ponchatoula.
Right.
Ain't that somewhere out here?
Really?
Yeah,
I know
it's a
Yeah,
little
he-
further
he's
down
from
there.
Ponchatoula, man.
Oh, Ian Salmaholder.
Oh, that's
I
his
mean,
name.
he's not from Ponchatoula, but like
Oh.
he's good higher.
Oh,
He's from Louisiana. He's good.
I don't
Oh, I
know.
was like, Bird Box. I was like, I don't think he was.
No, he's from to the Brown Door. I'm just bringing it up.
But As far as like partying, I don't really party.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
That's a
have
good
the
answer.
time.
Yeah, you're saying that to your mom.
No,
Is that
no,
what you said?
this is
Well,
honest.
you're
This is honest.
And I'm kind of disappointed in that because I need her to relax a little bit more and kind of, you know, she in college, like, enjoy yourself.
She's like, why are you still at home? You don't
Yeah.
have nothing to do. Like, no.
Listen
Girl,
to me.
come
if
join
I-
us at the Red, White, and Brew.
Look,
I don't like
hey,
the Brown Door because I'm
I
not
heard
like
that
into
it's
the
popular.
whole like the Brown Door is really cool. Don't get me wrong, but like I have to like already be feeling the party before I go to the Brown Door.
You work your way up.
There's a lot going on at the Brown Door. But the Red, White, and Brew, like
Start
you just
there.
go in, you pick out whatever drink you want, you get it cold,
Next
they open
level.
it for you,
It's
and like you
pretty
just chill
cool
and talk.
place, man.
They have karaoke some nights.
Is that in Baton Rouge or that's here?
It's
That's
here.
here.
Oh,
Red, White, and
okay.
Brew is for the more adult feeling crowd.
But they have
like
karaoke
about to
and
graduate
stuff.
crowd.
Oh, we
Hold your
see
pinky
I'm
up.
a
why.
burning back.
Good.
Exactly.
We
Call me
see
out
why.
on how old I
Yeah,
am.
wait.
I'm going to be one of those parents that the older my kids get, the younger I'm going to get.
Right.
Like, is that your mama?
At the party?
My mom parties more than me. I'm honestly jealous of
You
her.
wanna
She
know
lives an
why?
exciting life.
Get y'all on out of there. I'm telling you.
She said bye.
I had to hold up my life for too long, but that has nothing to do with this podcast. I'm working through that with Dr.
20
Phil.
something years.
Oh, yeah. So I know we have a few more minutes left. I want to have you all think for, since you all are used to impromptu questions and speeches, and I'm gonna go one by one.
Oh, wow.
It's 2019. If you were to pick your word for the year, what would it be and why? So
So
one
we'll
word
start.
that describes your zone.
2019 so far, or 2018? You mean so far?
2019.
So far. Okay.
Like when 2019 hit, since we're planning and we're
Okay.
budgeting, whether it be a phrase, whether it be a word, explain that to me and what it meant to
It could be
you.
a phrase too.
It could be a phrase.
I'm gonna go with anxious, and I'm gonna also say suspense.
Okay.
Suspense is better, because I'm graduating in May. And
Okay.
I've been like preparing. Appreciate it. I've been preparing for this moment for 4 years, obviously. So the suspense comes in as number one. What the hell am I gonna do after I graduate? Number two, I'm happy. I'm ecstatic that I'm graduating, but I'm also scared. I'm terrified.
Of the unknown,
But
yeah.
I like that adrenaline rush. So basically, like 2019, the suspense and I guess anxious is trying to figure out what I want to do, but like enjoying the process.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. That's very good.
Appreciate it.
Good. You kicked it off good. Check y'all out. Y'all, Toastmasters working. How long you been involved with Toastmasters, Lions Toastmasters? All 4 years?
No, ma'am. I started last year.
Okay, last
I became
year.
an
Okay.
officer this year.
But just
Yes,
look at the growth. Do you see
I
that?
see that.
Yeah. Give us our props. No.
Next.
Okay, so I think mine would be a phrase. It'd be comeback kid.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really like tough semester last semester, and just a tough year. In 2018 was not my year. There was things going on constantly, and I think for me, 2019 was like that time to rediscover who I was
Mm-hmm.
and find my way back into that person, and not just finding my way back into the person I was before everything, but finding
Mm-hmm.
a way to recreate who I want to be. And even if that meant rerouting some goals and changing some things to align with that, 2019 is like going to be my year.
Good deal. That's right.
I tried.
That's right.
Snaps. Actually, I like what you said, Paris. Like, this is a year of, or how we've come about is growth. And I really like that because, like Zach and like Lauren, this is my
word.
last semester. What is it?
You stole her word. What you gonna say?
She's gonna be like, that's a good word.
I always like that
Were you
word.
involved in the cheating scandal?
Yeah. She got paid. Who-
No, but genuinely, hope it wasn't. Growth, I mean, like Zach and like Lauren, this is my last semester of college, so it's creeping there. And then, like Lauren, it just kind of happened that maybe last semester wasn't my time, but coming back from that, this is my semester where I graduate, where I start to begin my life. And even though it's really scary, I know that nothing's in your comfort zone that's going to get you places. So you
Absolutely
have
correct.
to move from that. You have to keep pushing forward. And so I think to grow into the new person that I'm going to be after I graduate is really exciting. And even if it's a little scary, it's worth getting there.
That's right.
Okay, well, I am not graduating.
In May. But you are graduating.
I will graduate, not in May. Yeah,
That's right.
Not
we,
this
we
May.
throw that out
Right.
there. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Put them in position to lead
exactly.
this club. So.
There you go.
But I'm gonna roll with a similar theme of some of theirs. Is I'm gonna go with payoff because see, I've been in Toastmasters now for a full year, And I feel like I've grown. I'm getting like some of the payoff of that work and of that kind of standing up in front of people and talking and getting nervous and throwing up in the parking lot. Like
Right.
the payoff of all those nerves.
Right.
So I think I did. So you did not? Yeah, I did.
No, he did say that. He was like, he did his first speech. I was there.
You were there.
And he said,
You
oh
and two
man,
others.
now I'm about to go to my car and throw up. I said, oh my God. But he did a second speech and it was phenomenal.
Next time, follow him to the car.
So I'm going to go with payoff. Just reaching the fruits of those labors.
Good. That's really good. Y'all have some great ones.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Save the best for last.
But can I have a word and a phrase? I know I'm doing too much, but this is what I want to do.
Always gonna have that one that does.
I know I am.
Okay.
I am the extra one. I'm even extra in meetings. That's why they like, okay, Paris, sit down.
You say everybody just say what they
Yeah, you
say.
see, and I know I have to add extra, but it's only because you're here. Okay, so my word would have to be execution, and my phrase would have to be let's get this money. Like that's even my alarm.
That's the money, huh?
Yeah, let's get this money. Money, in not the sense of okay, let's get the money. Is I would say more so success or succeeding. That's what I equivalent to the money, I guess. And it's just succeeding in everything. For a long time, I had goals, I had dreams, I had visions, and I had plans where I saw myself. But I never actually took the step to do those things, execute these things. Like you always saying, get involved, get involved. I wanted to get involved, but I didn't know what step I had to take. And even when coming to Toastmasters, I was able to step into position. Now I'm in many clubs, SMA, CAB, different things like that. I'm everywhere at this point. So I would definitely have to say execution is definitely my word for 2019, whether it be in goals, visions, dreams, school, whatever it is, and I'm going to get this money.
Okay, get the money. All right, I want her to get the money too. You owe me.
Sure, when you get it.
Look
Right.
at you. Make
Absolutely, I heard that. Got that.
Let's
on
go
tape.
do the cheating scanner right now. Sue. No.
I would definitely want to say that this is, for those of you who are graduating this May, it's an exciting time. And like you said, to be excited but yet a little nervous about what's happening, as long as you're uncomfortable, that means you're in a good place. So never stop reinventing yourself. Never stop stepping up to the challenges. Never stop if certain steps don't work, revisit, restructure, and continue to execute. Never stop. Even if you get nervous, go for it. So I'm loving where you all are coming from. If you have some kids, whether they're teenagers or young adults who are thinking about going back to college or thinking about getting involved with this club, does anybody have any closing words or suggestions they would like to tell them?
Honestly, if you don't get involved on campus, to be honest, you're going to be miserable with your life. Your college is going to be boring. You're going to feel trapped.
It's just school.
I mean, you might have some
Long
friends.
4 years.
I mean, people say I love college, but I don't like the school aspect of college. I mean, let's just be honest. Nobody looks forward. I get to go do math today, and I get to read paragraphs.
Right.
Maybe you don't.
Right. There's more out there. It can open doors for you, great friends, great networking opportunities. So that's my advice. Definitely get involved on campus.
Absolutely. Being involved in an organization means being involved in the campus, and that opens up a lot of aspects that you wouldn't expect. Like whatever SGA does for us was not something that I was aware of whenever I was just a go here, go home student commuter, as Southeastern likes to call them, the commuter students. And knowing what I know now, I wish I had joined an organization from the beginning, any of them, and so that way I could have seen what this campus has to offer us, and that's any campus. It's not just Southeastern, but although line up like
Yeah, and I would agree, like, you get out of college what you put into college. And
Definitely.
so whenever you are just coming here and going to class, it is miserable to just come and leave every single day. You don't want to come.
Right.
And making these connections in those clubs, like, it's uncomfortable at first to go in there and, like, sit down and not know anybody. It is uncomfortable, but like Mackenzie said, like, you find your greatest accomplishments outside of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
And until you go into that classroom, you're not going to make those friends. You're not going to have these lifelong connections that we now
Absolutely.
all have because of Toastmasters and because of all of us being like, hey, I need to do something.
Right. Well, again, I want to thank you all for sitting with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
In
for
closing,
having
I
us.
want you to give me your name one by one again. I know we said the name, but Josh.
No.
Oh,
That man is
no.
named
A
not
little bit
Josh.
more down the alphabet. Zachary.
See, Zachary, Lauren. See, look, and I'm like, his name is Josh this whole time. I'm like, that's
He
good.
looks like a Josh.
I would give him
I'm like,
Josh.
that's a good point, Josh. And I've been wrong the whole time. I'm so glad I didn't say that. You know,
Yes,
thank you,
ma'am.
Josh.
Just Josh.
Zachary.
Name. We know your name.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, say your name.
Zachary LaPalma.
Lauren Buchanan.
Bacon CPQ.
Shane Guidry.
Paris M. Webb.
Make sure they heard it.
I want them to see me and hear me.
Thank you all again for joining me. Hopefully this wouldn't be the last time. I want to sit with you all before you all graduate. I want to know how things are going with the interview process. And so what? Before we close, hold on. So what field are you all looking to go into?
Anywhere in business, honestly, looking at sales or like logistics and supply chain.
Okay.
And he's getting his MBA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Oh, so
Praying.
Hopefully.
so you're getting your MBA in May, or are you go?
I would like to
Bachelor's?
start in the summer. Yes, ma'am.
Good deal. Check you out.
Appreciate
Right.
it.
Yeah, so I'm a marketing major, and I really want to work in like the entertainment industry. And I will also be sticking around to get my MBA. So we're done in May, but we're not.
Good deal.
Done.
All right.
Not done.
Wait, still, I'm telling you.
It's done, kind of.
Sort of.
I can tell you one thing. I'm sorry, but if you don't go right behind,
You won't
You
go back.
never go back.
yeah, I'm just
what I'm saying.
saying.
Kudos to y'all.
And you?
Not getting my MBA just yet. I will be I'm graduating with marketing, and I'm hoping to do something in probably sales.
Good. Well, I'm telling you, I wish you all the best, but hopefully we can sit down again.
Why we didn't get to say ours?
Oh, because y'all not
When I
graduating.
graduated.
But we graduate in
Eventually.
2020.
Next year, but that's 2020. We ain't in 2020. We're in 2019.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna come back when it's my time. Okay.
Thank you all for sitting down with me again. And this has been Great Table Talk. And we out. Bye.